Ciao tutti! I am so excited for you to join me on this journey of gratitude stories, where I gather stories of others who have had gratitude expressed face to face, how it's made a difference in their life. You can make a difference every single day expressing gratitude. Join me on this journey. Don't wait to express gratitude today. Ciao a tutti, it's me, KP Speaks, and we're here with Gratitude Stories and Earl Foote. He is the tech guru of Utah, and what's so awesome is he and his company are supporting and are the actual, well, will you tell us what you're doing for the Tech Summit here in 2020 for Silicon Slopes? I think you can do a better job than I can.
Absolutely, it'd be my pleasure. So first of all, we are a title sponsor for the Silicon Slopes Tech Summit, but we were also chosen as the official IT support and solutions provider. So we are designing all of the technology and infrastructure back end to run the summit, to run the event, and we'll be supporting the entire event during the days of the event.
Okay, that is a huge calling for you guys to do. Like it's an honor, but I mean, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is, we have a lot of our team engaged in the process. It happened a couple of weeks ago, I guess, at this point, and a lot of us are spending most of our time right now on that, and will until the end of the event. When the event's actually being produced, we'll have a lion's share of our staff on site to attend, the event and the sessions, but also we're going to have shifts so that they're available to help support the sponsors, the Silicon Slopes organization.
Okay, so how did you get into the tech industry?
Good question. Kind of a long story, but coming out of college, I actually studied civil engineering, and I worked in that industry for quite a while, and I grew a little bored of it. It was a lot of sitting behind one desk and running a lot of calculations and creating a lot of drawings, and that's fine, but it got a little boring. And at the time, my brother was studying IT at Westminster, and I'd always been, I guess, since about the time in high school when we started to have PCs come around in high school and in college, I'd been a little bit of a tech geek per se. It wasn't, something I considered as a career at that point, but I was a hobbyist, and I decided to make a career jump. And so my brother and I, in 1998, in fact, I didn't want to go back to school for a long period of time, so I took all of his books, that he was using to get certifications at that time. Things like Microsoft and A+, and I studied those on my own and went and certified and took tests, just paid for the test to get certified. And then in 1998, fall of 1998, we started Nexus IT.
Wow, that's amazing. So you guys, in 1998, you started your company. And
correct.
Did you start it here in Utah or somewhere else?
No, we did, yes, here in Utah, correct.
Okay. And so it's you and your brother that are running the company, or is it just you now?
Just myself. My brother, we divided the company into two different entities in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, or 2011. And so he runs a different entity at this point, and I run Nexus IT.
Okay. Wow. So Nexus IT, what do you guys specialize in? What's your niche? When people hear Nexus IT, what are they going to think of?
Certainly. I think at its core, really who we are and what we do is just extraordinary IT support and service for small and medium-sized business. So, companies that aren't large enough to have an IT department, we call it IT department as a service. We become their IT department, and that includes everything from strategic planning and stepping into like virtual CIO or virtual CISO roles, and helping them think about where they're going as organizations and how we can leverage technology to drive growth and to automate and to create business intelligence and make smarter decisions. down to, you know, the very basic, hey, my printer's not printing today, and, you know, they call up and get some help desk support, right? So there's a few specific kind of areas of the industry where we really focus, and we have a lot of expertise, and that is in cybersecurity and compliance, in Wi-Fi design and implementation, and in cloud technologies. So at the core of most of our services, those things are very prevalent, particularly in our IT service packages. We create packages for organizations who need compliance, and we build all their compliance into their packages so that they don't have to worry about it, because compliance is extremely complicated and very difficult. So when a company outsources their IT to us and gets onto one of our programs that's that has built-in compliance, then we take care of all that for them, and we supply all of the audits that they might need or paperwork to verify that they're compliant with whatever regulation that is applicable to that.
That's so amazing. I think that being able to provide a service that many companies want and need but aren't able to afford having their own team, I think that's really, really great that you guys are able to do that. So it sounds also that it could be really stressful and I know I've worked with a lot of people that are in the tech industry, and being able to get out of your head and into your life per se can be quite difficult, because when you're so in your head with your what you do for work, because you're always thinking about how you can do things and how to do better and what technical things you're going to be doing, especially when you're working, and I've worked with a few people with cybersecurity or different things like that, you tend to really have a high level of stress. So what do you do for yourself when you to take care of your mental health, your mental wellness?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is one of the industries that potentially has the highest level of stress in any industry. We're on the hook 24/7, 365. If companies IT systems go down, they're losing money and they're not productive, and or if they're insecure, you've got a massive problem. So we have to be hyper vigilant, around the clock, and that can lead to a challenge in finding that work-life balance. Right? For me, I have to try to find moments to disconnect, and for me, more than anything, that's getting into nature. Hiking, biking, skiing, backpacking, camping, and I also practice yoga and meditation. And so those are things that I do on a daily or weekly basis to disconnect and try to find some wholeness in me as a being, right? And be able to engage with an industry that requires you to be hyper vigilant in every moment.
Right. Because a lot of men don't reach to yoga and mindfulness and meditation. But I mentioned that to Brian Miller recently. He's the founder of
Brian's
coaching.
a friend.
Okay. And anyway, he said, well, I'm pretty sure the samurais meditate a lot, and all of, many men back in the day, and especially Eastern, men in the Eastern hemisphere, they're meditating and doing yoga and taking care of their mindful state, so that they can perform at a very high level. And I think that we are lacking that here in the Western hemisphere. We're lacking that ability.
Totally.
Yeah, and it will only help and increase your ability to be present in every moment. So I really am very impressed that you have embraced yoga and meditation. And I think that that's you stating that out loud and throwing that out there. So hopefully other men, especially in the tech industry, will be like, hey, Earl Foote does this. I should do that too. Maybe that's why they chose a beard for baby Yoda for you, when they were doing the little contest. But
right.
So when you do meditation and yoga, what does gratitude do for you? Do you use gratitude also for mindfulness practice?
Absolutely. Well, and sometimes I'm a little out there. I can be a little woo-woo. I'm a bit of a hippie, right? And so the yoga meditation thing is pretty natural for me. And I mention that because I am a firm believer in the law of attraction. I think that the energy that you put out there is what comes back to you. What you focus on is what's going to come back to you. So if you're if you're mindful about being grateful of the amazing things that happen in your life, and you focus on those, then you simply bring more of those back to you, right? And so whether that be amazing relationships or success in your business, or, you know, for me, I love to travel. And so I like to focus on that as well, because I know at some point more travel will come back around. So I think gratitude is extremely important. And, you know, particularly most of us who practice meditation, you know, have some level of gratitude practice within our meditation.
I am a firm believer in the law of attraction, and that's something that gratitude, gratitude mindset, is an inoculation to stress and to things that might come your way. So have you had somebody in your life express gratitude to you in a way that has impacted you, or been, you know, a moment where you just really felt viscerally just a moment of connection with that person? And would you be willing to share that?
Certainly. If I'm going to be completely open and candid and vulnerable, and this isn't the kind of thing that I normally discuss, you know, in a business setting, but you know, several years back when my brother and I split the business, and I actually split my marriage at the same time, went through divorce, and going through being the sole executive, the sole owner in a business, and going through divorce at the same time, you know, of course, very challenging experience. And Kent Whipple, who, you know, owns Whipple Service Champions, was a mentor and a coach to me during that time. And if he were here, I would say, you know, Kent, thank you from a sincere thank you from, you know, from my heart for sticking by my side during difficult moments and helping me figure out how to navigate those, and grow as a person, and focus on what was good and what was right, and on the gratitude in my life, so that I could overcome, you know, the challenges I was facing. Thank
you, Earl. Do you have any advice for anybody that's watching this or might listen to this?
You know, entrepreneurship is my thing. You know, being a leader, I guess, you know, at this point in my life and my career, and it always has been, you know, that's my thing. So I would just say entrepreneurship is hard. It can be really lonely, you know. Find a community, connect with people, and by all means have some sort of coach or mentor that helps you along the way, because you can use somebody else's perspective to help you see through a different set of lenses, and you know, approach and overcome your challenges so much easier.
Okay. And if anyone needs services with Nexus IT or wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, our website is nexusitc.net, and let's see, our Park City phone number, and I don't have the Salt Lake one memorized, but the Park City phone number is 435-487-9099.
Okay. And I'm just so excited to be able to, I hopefully will meet you in person at the Tech Summit. I'll be there on one of the nights. And then
I hope so.
I am really extremely grateful for you participating in this interview. And I do know that it will definitely impact those that watch. Especially one of the greatest purposes that I have for doing these interviews is to spread awareness of gratitude. And then also what you didn't know is that connection is one of my greatest desires for others. And then also mindfulness and helping men live victoriously. And you pretty much hit every single one of those. So I really appreciate all that you've done for me today, and also for those who will be watching today. And Earl Foote, you are going big places, and I know it. I see it in all of your posts on LinkedIn, and I am very, very excited that I was able to have this interview with you today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for doing the interview, and I hope it's been of value to you and to the later viewers. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.